Hello Orchid friends, welcome back to my channel. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day, staying healthy and staying safe. Today we're looking at my Phalaenopsis pulchra. This is a species. It's been in my collection for over 5 years now, and this is the very first time that it actually is blooming. And for the past few years, it has been spending all its energy producing keikis. As you can see here, I have multiple keikis on flower spikes. For some reason, it's just it's just prolific in producing keiki. I'm not complaining, although every time when I see a keiki, I immediately think of low return on investment, which is why I normally don't get too happy about it. At first, I get a little excited, but after a minute or two, the excitement wears off, and then I start to think about, oh gosh, do I remove the keiki or do I keep the keiki on there? And then also, what do I do with, do I give them more nutrients? Do I remove or not? Gosh, just all of these, considerations. But thankfully, this time around, there's finally a bloom. But to my surprise, it's not blooming from the mother plant. It's blooming from a keiki. And to me, that is a very surprising thing because usually keikis are not mature sized plant. That's why they're called keiki, essentially orchid babies. And it typically takes them, anywhere between 2 to 3 or even 4 or 5 years to mature to then become blooming size. So the fact that it's blooming from a keiki tells me that keeping them on flower spike allows them to take up enough nutrients through the flower spikes from the mother so that they can be strong enough to put out a spike to then bloom. So obviously, when I noticed that it was putting out a bud, I was thrilled. So I was spending a lot of energy observing how it was doing and whether it was having enough water, enough nutrients, because I really wanted to make sure this flower open so I can document, take a photo, and really see for myself what a pulchra flower looks like in person. And here it is. It's a very waxy flower, and it's also very substantial. If you kind of touch it, you can tell like the flowers are pretty sturdy, pretty hard, and it's so waxy that it actually deflects or reflects the sun, the light exposure. The lights would be deflected. It does not have any fragrance, however, but I think the color, the fuchsia color, or the magenta color, I would say, magenta purple, I guess. It's not. I can't really describe this color exactly, but it's a lot of things. It's a little bit of purple, a little bit of pink, fuchsia altogether. And here is just a quick comparison. The one on the right is my Yang blueberry. It has Violacea indigo in its parentage, and they both are considered in the purple orchid family. So I put them side by side because they were flowering at the same time. So I thought I would put them side by side so you can kind of see in comparison how pulchra is. It has that more red hue to it, or pink hue to it, and then Yang blueberry on the right is more on the purple, bluish purple side. Even the lips of Yang blueberry, you can tell it's more on the purple blue side than the pulchra overall, and the lip of the pulchra. So coming up, it's a video clip of this orchid's bloom. So the keikis, as of today, they are still on the original flower spike, and I decided to keep them on there because I wanted to ensure that the flower continue to mature to then open. But then I'm also looking at the mother plant, and it's still growing pretty strong, so there is no signs of nutrient deficiency in the mother plant. So I think that the overall care, the nutrients, the fertilizer is still doing the trick to keep all of them intact on the flower spike. But if I see any signs of the mother plant being stressed, then that will be the time that I remove the keikis and or at least separate them to some extent. So what you're seeing here really have 3 generations. So you can tell there are 2 flower spikes. And then the one on the left, you know, it also grew another flower spike to then grow even more keiki. So that way, you know, we're talking about 3 generations here. The mother plant, the first generation offspring, and then the spike that you're looking at right now, you know, also produce its own keiki from another flower spike. This orchid is also having a lot of aerial roots from the mother plant, so when I do something with this orchid, I will also take the opportunity to repot the mother plant, because I do want to examine all the roots inside the medium, because I can already tell some roots have already died off since, and I want to make sure that there are enough roots in the medium to take up nutrients. Otherwise, it'll just be a lot harder to keep these orchids and the baby well hydrated. Do you guys think I should remove the keiki now or wait a little longer? They're actually big enough because they have more than 3 roots for each keiki, and each root is more than 3 inches, so I think they are big enough to be removed. But what do you think? I'm still on the fence, but I definitely will wait until the timing is better, which means number 1, after the bloom is finished. Number 2, when the temperature and the seasons are say either beginning of summer or late summer, to do the repotting, so that way they are not repotted in the wrong time, which may set some orchid back. So that's my only concern and consideration. What do you think? Do you have pulchra that keeps growing keikis? Let me know in the comments down below. This is all I have for you today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to get more orchid related videos from my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification. I want to wish you happy growing, and I will talk to you in my next video. Ciao!